Well, I'm not sure. I don't think anybody's quite sure, but I think one thing is particularly important here, and you heard it from other speakers, and I think John Bolton's comments you just had on were important. Number one, the president's got to stay focused on the issue at hand, and that's Ukraine. But also, he's got to remember that he represents not only the United States, but also all of our European allies, NATO, Ukraine, those Baltic countries, and Poland. And so this is not complicated in a way, but it is complicated. But he's got to keep that in mind, and he's got to control that focus and control the agenda.
One of the other things that Ambassador Bolton had said last night is that he thought that if Vladimir Putin, came in and immediately tried to expand the platter of things on the table, not just Ukraine, and say, let's look at restarting nuclear talks, which have not been undertaken in quite some time, that President Trump would jump at that.
Well, he can acknowledge that. He can say yes.
Excuse me.
That's very important for us and the world. But he's still got to bring it back.
Take your headphones off. What's on there?
Of the meeting, while the president and
Here.
our allies and Mr. Zelensky
Get the
are
money with
busy,
it either.
getting their input.
Here, right?
I mean, this
One,
war's been going on for a long
two,
time.
here.
It was President Putin, as you
Don't
know.
put it on the toe. Put your shoes
As
on.
the aggressor.
Be careful, don't see something. Be careful. Stay
And
focused.
so,
Gotta turn the headphones off.
we
One.
can't afford to let this opportunity drift off into parallel issues and not even parallel
Look.
issues. So,
Six, you gotta hold this.
he's gotta
Look,
stay
Brittany,
very
look.
disciplined on this.
When you hear President Trump
Ten. Don't hit the window. Oh, one,
territory is not for him to negotiate.
six,
Do you think he sticks with that, or is it possible he does start to negotiate that?
10. Look.
Well,
Look, Brittany.
I think to start with,
One,
the president of the United States
two,
does
look,
not
this
have
way.
the authority
Three,
in any way
four,
to give up
five,
land for
look.
Another country,
Six,
independent nation.
7,
He can
8,
speak for another
Nine,
nation in general terms.
10. Other arm. Move over. Wait. Move over. Brandon, look.
But he can't be
Look
the
out.
final
Look.
operator,
One,
decision maker and something like
two,
that. And I think that's also
three,
something that's got to be made
four,
very clearly to
5,
President Putin. I
6,
mean, the fact is,
7,
President Putin is a brutal
8,
despot. He was
9,
molded and shaped.
10.
by
Okay,
KGB.
good. We're gonna put them up.
He
Wait.
lies.
Every day we'll do 10.
Tremendous damage he's done to Ukraine.
Thank you.
The threat he is to Western Europe. So I think all of that's got to be present in the president's mind as he engages, as he so-called negotiates whatever it is. Now, there will be other issues, I know there will be, and I suppose anybody who's been following this knows that, but again, I say, you gotta stay
Came out good with that,
disciplined.
right?
One of the-
Next time we're looking for a better one, okay?
the general framework and context, Anderson, is you
I
are
gotta put
talking
this
about
also
the
on.
future of the post
Like the
World
clear
War
area.
II,
Put it on.
post World War II world order here.
Oh, God, my leg hurts.
That world order has been pretty successful the last 80 years. No nuclear exchange, no world war, and so much hinges on this as to how is the next few years going to look. How is the post World War order going to play out with the institutions and laws and so on? So I think that's also going to complicate things here. Yeah, but that's also a big part of it.
Yeah, the stakes are very high. I think I really appreciate you being on the thank you. One proposal that had sparked President Putin may put forward in the last days, Ukraine giving out the Donbass region.
All the airplanes going back home.
Earlier this week.
They'll come back out. It's never to us later. They'll come back.
The Russians' Donbass is a springboard for a future new offensive. If we leave Donbass on our own accord, under pressure, we will start a third war. And the Nazis say if we leave Donbass today, our fortifications, our terrain, the heights we control, we will clearly open a bridgehead for the preparation of the Russian offensive. With those comments, we thought it was worth, in advance of this summit tomorrow, taking a few minutes tonight to explain and look at why President Zelensky is saying the Donbass is so critical. Joining me is retired U.S. Army Major General James Spider Marks, and I'm senior military analyst. Thanks so much for being here. Why is the Donbass such a bridgehead?
Well, first of all, the Russians have been in the Donbass since 2014, and they annexed it along with Crimea.
By the way, when Secretary Hagel was dealing with them back then in 2014,
When they turn the headphones on, look, they keep believing it's not no more.
we'll never have another aggressive action against the Ukrainians now that we have the Donbass.
Correct, and what Zelensky was talking about is the third war, was the winter invasion, which fell on its face. And then we this war number one, number two is what we see right now, which is really Iranians and
That's why everybody was
operational
here.
maneuvers on either side to try to dislocate the other enemy and achieve some success. From the Donbass and along the front.
I got some.
Exists. The
I
Russians
said
did
the
not
Boston
demonstrate
Cannon, but I don't know which
nor
box
have they
there
campaigned.
is.
So the third war, in Zelensky's mind, is if we have a ceasefire, it's agreed to, whatever the conditions are, the Russians now will be in Donbass. They can continue to build up forces and could launch from it. But they did that before. They did that 3 years ago, and that failed. If the desire is to achieve a collapse of the regime in Kyiv, whatever that looks like, you wouldn't do it from the Donbass. You'd probably relocate forces up to Belarus and drop down that way.
Have you seen any indication that Russian forces have, are they a learning enemy? Have they, obviously there's been a lot of improvements and innovations in drone warfare on both sides over the last 3 years, shockingly so, and they're probably advanced from the United States from what I've been hearing.
Here, right here.
Have you seen any indication that Russia has improved their capabilities for
Sign it up.
I got it.
They have
Here,
the short
hold that.
answer is yes, but at a
Here,
tactical
let's
level.
put this in
What
the
you
box.
described with drone
I had to
warfare,
get some more
for
papers
example,
out.
is an enablement. How do you synchronize that enablement with good solid intelligence, logistics to support operations, maneuver forces, preparatory fires, the ability to reach deep? The Russians don't have that capacity. They do not have that ability, but they've learned at tactical levels how to take advantage. Drones are one of those ways. They have a tremendous cyber capability, which can affect command and control capacity. So they are learning, but I am saying that they have not learned that the ability to really apply force is something that is in their job jar in the near future. They've got a long way to go.
I will never forget those early, I think I was there for right when the war began, and I just remember those videos of like Russian tanks just getting blown apart on these roads and getting bogged down, and it was just shocking to see, this huge military force completely be stopped by Ukrainians defending their soil.
One word, the Russian forces are leaders. They don't have those sergeants, those non-commissioned officers.
That makes the difference.
Let's water it. I'll wash this up.
Absolutely. The reason I stayed in the army as long as I did is I had sergeants who knew their stuff and were not hesitant about telling me what I needed to do to improve.
Shooting stars.
You see it?
Yeah.
There's no incentive
Probably
for
need
the
a,
Russian forces to take
You know what they had? I should have got that, those binoculars, you can see them real good. And when the fireworks is doing, you couldn't see them real good. I'm gonna be a binoculars. I'm on sale.
Does that provide, other than bodies and ultimate corpses on a battlefield, does that provide a real advantage for us?
Zero. It's
Just using up ammunition of the opposing,
I hate to say that, it's exactly right. They pop up targets, the Ukrainians have to use a lot of bullets to kill them. It's a transaction for the North Koreans, so they benefit, they got a bunch of money. But the North Koreans did not get that learning coming back.
The leadership of North Korea, the actual North Koreans were laying the case about
North Korean leadership, thank you, Mr. President. They would bring that capability back, but they're not doing that. They're coming back to body bags of their
Let me see, I recently heard a talk by a military official in the U.S., and he was expressing concern about the U.S. ability in drone warfare. That, I think he said that in one battle in Ukraine, the number of drones used was more than the U.S. could probably have in their arsenal, just like in 1 minute.
Probably not a observation, primarily because the Ukrainians and the Russians have been in conflict for over 36 years. They have adapted to exigencies and requirements on the ground, and they've determined the real value of those drones. The United States has brought some of those lessons back, and we're now in the business of realizing this is an enabler that we can use for because the
I
United
think
States
they had
knows
something,
how to
but I
bring
think I've seen
simple
somebody with something.
civilization, a simply of construction of battlefield.
What's happening on the ground in war in Ukraine, is that for the near future? Is that the future of warfare? I mean, I know obviously it's increasingly will be AI system against AI system, machine against machine weaponized, but are these drones, is that what we're seeing? Is that what we should be learning in military academies and what warfare is going to look like for the next 10 years?
What we are learning is the application of force and boots on the ground still matter. The definition of deterrence still matters, and there are enablers across the battlefield that are working to our advantage. The drones are one of those. But our ability to reach deep with our intelligence collection capabilities, to command aerospace, so we can reach out and provide precise targets that we can now go after and affect, whether it's to destroy them or to isolate them or whatever it is. So absolutely, we are seeing right now, not the future, but this is what's happening right now.
And when we saw, Ukraine intelligence or whoever it was from Ukraine destroying strategic bombers inside Russia with drones from a truck that they had driven in, is the U.S. vulnerable to that kind of an attack if we had a determined enemy? Yes, the airports on Harvard, you destroyed the hangars with drones. It seems like I'm
And not try to overcomplicate this thing. And what we're really seeing is drones are dropping waves. That's not a difficult technical problem to solve. We can't try to make that a solution that fits everybody, which we tend to do. So you're absolutely right, we are learning these lessons.
There was extraordinary work done with Predator drones and that major Afghan conflict but now it's these small commercial drones that people are jerry rigging and operating. It's just stunning what we're seeing. Did you join us very much? Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, Jay Tapper and I will lead CNN's coverage of the summit with Jake Glasgow in Washington, D.C. Our special programming begins at 2 p.m. Next, for Silent Resistance in Washington, federal troops and agents on the streets that we've been seeing will be joined by former D.C. police chief. And later, troubling questions surrounding a recruiting effort by the Department of Homeland Security, including whether it features an appeal to white nationalists. What's going on?
The need to do more jobs got a lot worse when they got married. There's a kind of frenzy because everybody wants to know the secrets.
It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds now on sale. So you can take home our coolest deal. Up to 50% off our limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery with any smart bed. Only at Sleep Number.
About 1 in 5 people with fatty liver disease have NASH, which can lead to cirrhosis.
I thought I had fatty liver disease, but it's actually NASH, and it's scarring my liver.
Less Different is the first and only treatment for NASH with moderate to advanced liver cirrhosis. It works directly in the liver to help reduce swelling and reduce NASH.
Before taking, tell your doctor about liver or gallbladder problems, or if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or lactating. Serious side.
I hit the wrong button. How could we get it?
Your doctor about tiredness, depression, vomiting, fever, rash, jaundice, and stomach pain. Tell your doctor if taking 25% cephalosporin or side effects.
Okay.
Itching, dizziness, constipation.
We need the one that have the light on it, right? So you can see everything.
Liver specialist to test
We're gonna get an upgrade. We're gonna get a better one, okay?
I could.
We'll get a better one.
May it will help us show firefighters with their faces like they're on the video.
Huh?
Remember I recorded video say hello to firefighters?
Yeah, you can leave it. You can leave it, right? Close the curtain up and leave it right there? Or it's gonna run out of storage?
Nope, it's nothing. You go ahead.
It's nice, right? Yeah, let me, I got to put this whole on. I gotta put this thing on, hold on. I gotta get this on, right?
Does it not keep missing out on what you love with who you love? Get back to better breathing with the Senra, an add-on treatment for eosinophilic asthma